Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I did an update, so I want to give everybody more information. I think Claire gave a lot of this information in the Caring Ridge update that she wrote, but I just wanted to get my bald head in front of you. So here I am. Um, I have a lot of updates and thank yous. And I'm doing it first of all in front of I'm split screen with a tree, and this is a special tree. It's a Christmas tree, um, and it's one that we didn't put up. It's beautiful, and some of Claire's and my friends put it up. Amanda and Katie came over and put that up, and Lindley is responsible for a lot of the directions. She couldn't come over that night. But thank you to them, we have a wonderful Christmas tree that makes our house much more festive. Um, and also, keeping with the thank yous, we got these packages for Theo that we didn't know who they were from, and we would get them every month. And we found out we had to call the company to find out that they're from Betsy Young, and so thank you for that. And he's been playing with them a lot. Um, Also, thank you to Jessica and the family for keeping Theo for 6 days while we went to Austin. Um, that was a lot of work. Keeping a baby is a lot of work. Who would have thunk? Um, but he loves being over there, and he loves his cousins, Louise and Everett. So that was great. Updates. I a while back I did post radiation MRIs, and those were great. They were as good as we could have wanted. They don't show any growth in the tumor, and the radiation did its job. The proton radiation going after the tumor, and that was a brain and spine MRI. I did both of those on subsequent days, and so those were good, and they were great. And I don't know, there are a lot of funny stories about those, but I think Claire's already written about them. My surgeon, Dr. Tandon, saw those MRIs today, and this is the first time that I've seen him in many months, because he wouldn't be responsible for the radiation, of course, and so we got to see him today, and he saw the MRIs, and he said that they look good. I don't know. I was trying to. So there's something on the MRIs which is one of these three things. It's either an imaging issue, it's scar tissue, which the imaging department and the my current doctor, Dr. DeGroot, for treatment, he thinks that it's most likely scar tissue, or it's the tumor, residual tumor, and of that third finger, the middle finger, there's three possibilities. I forget what they are. Oh, it goes away over time. It's stable if it is a tumor. That residual tumor, that third thing, it goes away over time. It stays there, or it grows. So the possibility, the worst possibility, is one of five, but that's unlikely. That's how he seemed to explain it. I drove this week, so if you saw somebody just driving across all the lanes just for the fun of it, that was probably me. I there's this program called Stromat that you have to go get evaluated at, and then and you drive, and then you go to DPS to take the test to get your license back. And the evaluation was fine. I drove for like 2 hours, I think, and I took a test that went fine. There's a written test where they put some in this written test. They put some stuff. They rely on what seems like specific terminology. I would say like so. For example, you see from the driver's point of view in this video that's on a TV in front of you. You see a car in front of you to your right from the driver's point of view, and a pedestrian steps across at just the worst time I might have had in front of a car, no less, and it cuts off after that. So like total video time is like 3 seconds, and the pedestrian is only there for 1 second. And then they ask you like, what's the immediate hazard? And so knowing how tests work, that people want to trick you all the time. I didn't know if immediate meant like the present thing that is closest to you, so the car would veer around the pedestrian, or immediate meaning the most urgent that you need to worry about, being like, don't hit a person. And so I said that I didn't understand that terminology, but it came up on many questions. There were about 30 or 40 questions, and it seemed to come up without any explanation about the terminology. And the guy said, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. So I didn't, but I think it's stupid. I'm going back to Tyr, Kirby Glen. I was just at Tyr Memorial City, that location, and I've continued doing rehab with them. I love it over there, and it's also a lot closer to where you live, but the bigger Kirby Glen location of Tyr, I think, is just being around more people. It's more motivating, and then it's also in the mid-center, which I'll be there a little bit more because I'm starting chemo this Monday, next Monday. And it is, to explain it, I'll take, it's a 6-week round, and ideally you go for 6 rounds, but that's more up to the blood than just what you personally, personality-wise, can tolerate. It's just up to the blood. During those rounds, I have 3 drugs. I am not holding the paper. Oh, I think Claire texted it to my mom. Let me see. Here it is. Okay, so I have 3 drugs. Lumostine, which is a pill that you take 1 time. Sounds hefty if you take it 1 time for 6 weeks and it does its job. Carboplatin, I think that's how that's said, and that is intravenously dosed to you for 1 time in a 6-week period. And then vincristine is also IV based, and you take it 3 times, but it's in the first 3 weeks. And day 1, 8, and 15. And that chemotherapy, it seems like the first 3 days, I've been told, would be hard. Like you'll feel bad with flu-like symptoms. You won't have a fever, and the nausea is something that they predict and give you medicine for, Zofran. And so I think it's just like you feel crummy, you have low energy, and stuff like that. and then you may feel fatigue in the third or fourth week. But other than that, I shouldn't feel a lot. There's the side effect of, in the worst case, neuropathy, which is just in the small veins on the in your foot and in your fingers, and also on your stomach and stuff, um, in your stomach. Uh, that could hurt. Is a side effect. Not everybody goes through that, um, but I'm sure that they have some medication for the side effect once you get there. Let me see. So that is starting Monday. Platelets were an issue throughout radiation, as you know, and um, they after I went off of radiation, it was to get my platelets up. In my case, I think with other people, it's just to um, uh, get all blood levels up. But my blood levels didn't drop so much as the platelets did, and that seems strange to the to Dr. DeGroot. That is like not something that he encounters a lot. Like he said, I'm the second person in 10 years who of doing medicine that he has seen have this issue. And so with the month off, the platelets didn't come up to a normal level. Like they were at 70, in the mid 70s, they stayed. And then, so there were some issues with getting on platelet medication, a thing called Promacta that my insurance didn't want me to try, but well, because they're idiots. I first then went on to a steroid, dexamethasone, to get my platelets up, and they shot through the roof. So right now I'm in the mid, I think 200s or 220,000, enough to start chemotherapy. And if and when those platelets dip down, then they would give me other drugs and stuff like that. I put the thank yous first, so I have nothing to put in the end. We're gonna go do a getaway to Big Sur in California, and unfortunately, that was at the same time at the peak and the worst of the wildfires, and so we couldn't go there. I could have blended in wearing a mask if I would have known that everybody else was wearing masks, but we went instead to Austin, which is always a favorite place of mine, and we stayed on South Congress at the St. Cecilia, I think, and South Congress Hotel, and that was beautiful, and it was great to get away. And we also went to Vanderplug's wedding. And during that time, as I said, Jessica and her family watched Theo. So thank you for that. And we did that, and that's it. Now, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. If there's going to be an update before that, I'll let you know by having an update before that.